What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. Today, we're going to be talking about rankings. On3 released its final rankings for the 2025 recruiting class. Before we dive into that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and subscribe to the Wolverine.com today. Use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Get exclusive information on everything Michigan recruiting, the team, basketball, transfer portal, and so much more over at the Wolverine.com. Again, just use that promo code UM1. All right, guys, so we're going to be talking rankings. We're going to be talking about 5 Michigan signees that moved up in On3's newest rankings, actually the final rankings for the 2025 recruiting class. Remember, just had the late signing period, so we're going to be breaking down the risers here, and we're going to be starting off with edge Nate Marshall out of Illinois, moving up 55 spots to the number 39 overall prospect in the country. Don't mind that industry ranking. We are solely talking about On3's final ranking, and he is number 39. So, with Nate Marshall, he's a really intriguing prospect, a guy that could put on a lot of weight and be an athletic 4-eye or a 3. He can, keep the weight off, has a great basketball background, and be a productive edge. I think Nate Marshall's rankings rise was really due to his performance at the Navy All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Texas. Our ranking staff had a chance to see Nate Marshall live and saw him go through practices throughout the week. And if you watch the Navy All-American Bowl, Nate Marshall had a really, really strong game. I was really impressed with what he brought to the table, especially since I had a chance to go out to see him live as a junior and didn't come away with, an amazing review. I thought he put together a really, really good Navy All-American Bowl. I thought he made some progress as a senior. So I think Marshall really showed that he, belongs in that top 100 area. And for On3, he was borderline close to becoming a 5-star. All right, we're going to go back to the secondary. And actually, every recruit on this list is a defensive recruit. But we're going to go to the secondary and talk about Kainoa Winston, moving up 24 spots to the number 43 overall recruit in the country. Kainoa only 11 spots from being a 5-star. This is a kid that, and for some reason, I think maybe someone reclassified, so now he's number 44. But, Kainoa, this is a kid that I've been high on for a long time. He is on the shorter side, generously listed at 5'10.5". But man, he's such a fun player. He's physical. He's a striker. He comes up into the box. He rushes the passer. When I saw him live twice this fall, he was all over the field. He played Wildcat quarterback. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in DC. He's a tremendous leader, high character kid, high academic kid. I bet you anything that nobody has anything bad to say about Kainoa Winston. He's exactly what you want in a future Michigan Wolverine. I think he's a guy that can get on the field early, especially on special teams. He was one of the region's leaders in block kicks and block punts. He, I think, will be a menace on the kickoff team, even potentially as a true freshman. So, in the secondary, I think he would be great in the Mike Sainristil type of role, but Michigan really likes him as more of a pure safety. Again, he's just a kid that plays much bigger than his size and will bring a physical presence in the secondary. I know it's very lofty expectations, but if I had a player comp for Kainoa Winston, it would be Bob Sanders. All right, let's stick in the secondary and talk about Jordan Young, who received a slight bump, not as big of a bump as Marshall and Winston, moved up 6 spots to the number 93 overall recruit in the country. With Jordan Young, he had a pretty good showing at the Navy All-American Bowl in San Antonio. He was actually on the same team as Nate Marshall. I think that he is a guy that kind of resembles Rod Moore a bit. He's not super tall, but he's right at about 6 foot, has really good length for his height, really good ball skills, terrific athlete as well. Kind of raw right now, not really a prospect that's super physical. Rod was really physical, though. I think that's the biggest difference between Rod and Jordan Young. If Jordan Young's going to become Rod Moore, I'd like to see him add more physicality and a willingness to tackle to his game. But in terms of athleticism, ball skills, upside, length, Jordan Young really checks a lot of the same boxes that Rod did. So, you obviously saw Rod really outplay his recruiting rankings. And I think with Jordan Young, he's a guy that On3 is really banking on. I think the services were kind of mixed on him. One service didn't even have him ranked as a, top 250 guy. So I think that with Jordan Young, they're really expecting him to excel in Michigan's system, which he's a great fit for. Let's go ahead and move on to our next player who is also in the secondary, and that is Elijah Dotson, in-state kid out of Belleville, same high school that obviously produced Bryce Underwood. He made a big jump in the rankings, moving up from a 4-star to the number 129 overall recruit in the country. Elijah is a long, springy athlete who could even play wide receiver at Michigan. He is listed as a corner and he can play there, but I think, he's probably better as a safety. I'm not sure I agree with such a big rankings bump. I do think he has one of the higher ceilings in the secondary. I think he's a great athlete. I think he obviously coming in as an in-state kid will have a lot of pride in being a Michigan Wolverine. I think he will be a future leader for the program as well. Again, I'm not sure I completely agree with such a big rankings bump for Dotson, but I think the athletic upside is certainly there, and that's something that On3 is really banking on. And you could say the same thing about our next player, defensive lineman Travis Moten, moving up from a 3-star to the number 133 overall prospect in the country. Look, I like Travis Moten. I think he's going to outplay the 3 stars that everybody else gave him. He's a big kid, 6'5", 285 pounds, led the state of Kentucky in sacks this year as a more of a pass rushing edge. But a guy that, again, is 285. I think he was close to 300 on his Michigan visit. There's a lot to like about his athletic profile, his frame, and his upside. Again, I'm not sure he'll live up to number 133, but he'll definitely outplay the 3-star ranking. I think much like Dotson, Michigan's just banking on him to reach that ceiling, and that's what On3 is banking on as well from a rankings perspective. But Travis Moten, a lot to like there, a really good late find for Michigan defensive line coach Lou Esposito. So do you agree with the On3 rankings? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and we will see you guys again next week.